Toodaloo.
Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come across Liyue tend to stay a while.
Hello?
So it is where many things come
Overall,
to settle.
What? How long have you been in here?
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the...
Bruh! And you didn't text me? You still could have texted me. I was watching Netflix. Oh my god, that's great. You're cringe. It's kinda cringe.
Since we first set foot on Inazuma. So many things have happened since then. Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey. So, where should we go today? Huh? What's up? Hey! What the heck was that for? Doesn't want to talk, huh? Alright, let's convince him to calm down a little.
Huh? So you don't have a vision after all? Seems like I've mistaken you for someone else.
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking them. No, wait! Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue. It's dangerous.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedehara Kazuha? He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animo vision. That's none of your business. Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces, and he didn't even apologize. Seems like a real nutcase. Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything about Kazuha. Right? Paimon has a feeling, though, that even if this guy gets to challenge Kazuha to a duel, he won't be able to beat him. Anyway, just to be on the safe side, we should go fight Kazuha right away and tell him to watch his back. Oh? What kind of hunch? A special connection? You mean Beyond already knowing each other? Yeah, maybe a little. But then again, most people look pretty much the same once they start fighting, so that doesn't really
Oh
prove
my
anything.
god.
Anyway, there's no time to lose. Let's go tell Kazuha so we won't get into any danger. Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look for him there.
Why? Oh. Bruh. No. Uh-huh. Yeah. That's cringe. May.
Hey! Hello? Do you know where Kazuha
May.
is?
Yeah.
Looking for
she's
Kazuha too,
cringe.
huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all.
Yeah.
Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine
Why?
supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha. If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beta had a
Bruh.
great run
We
there
went all
too,
the way
but
around.
I don't see her getting this kind of
Give me
attention.
Sombra.
Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just laughs it off.
Oh, so you still don't know what he did?
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be?
Bro, what?
Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense. In that case, his newfound stardom is well deserved. He was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryou Commission. They said they had something important to discuss with him. I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him. Seems like they really respect the guy.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable.
What? I quit.
Thank you! Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryou Commission.
All right then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
I pressed the wrong button. Oh. What? Yeah, I'm playing deathmatch. Sit down. Well, I was playing Genji. Yeah.
Oh.
What?
It's you.
Who's that?
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt decree. Since you're here,
Gotcha.
you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation. We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes, and for that, I'm deeply grateful. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaidahara name. Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're already
Reloading?
somewhat informed?
I knew. Wait, I killed myself? Bruh. Why can't you kill yourself? What's her face? The tank. This kind of sucks.
In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the almighty shogun. The Kaidahara clan belonged to this class.
You used your ult on
But
me?
there
What a
came a time when
nerd.
some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the Kaidahara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil. We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaidahara clans was neither proper nor just. Considering Mr. Kaidahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the almighty shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past. In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters. We trust you can understand why this was necessary.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the almighty shogun and the shogunate at large. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice. With the Kaidahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaidaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end. You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City, with the almighty shogun's blessing and full support of the shogunate.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode. Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaidahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood. I do have a responsibility to restore their honor.
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another Kaidahara Kazuha in town.
Well,
Bruh,
to some,
I got
the Muso no
support.
Hitatachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaedahara really parried the Shogun's strike. Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaedahara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks fine.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, no matter whether it brings suspicion or stardom my way. But perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Please allow me some time to consider. In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the two of you here?
Yo. Oh my god, we're both
We
healing.
nearly forgot about the most important thing.
Why would such a
What?
dangerous individual be looking for me? No. This puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
All the more reason to watch your back. This guy was a serious nutcase.
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury, or worse.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say, I am now very curious about this matter, and I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked her, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
I'm gonna die. You wanna go, bro?
Come on.
Uh-oh. Oh my god.
Let's go
Oh my
and
god.
track
Oh my
down
god.
your aggressor.
Oh my god, there's a tank after me. I'm dead.
Detective
GG.
Agency knows the most about what goes on in
Oh my god,
town.
I'm dead. GG. GG. GG.
What
GG.
Ryuji has to say.
Wanna go, bro? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why am I still here? Yeah? Oh, no, I'm in, unranked. Yeah. I'm a healer. Kiriko.
Hey there, we'd like to ask you a quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaidahara Kazuha, we mean.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaidehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
You are too kind. We are currently
Help me,
investigating the
team!
assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault?
Why'd you heal me? Oh my
Let
god,
me
he
think.
healed me.
I can't seem to recall
Oh,
anything
and
of immediate
my
interest.
whole team died.
Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of
That's
people
alright.
looking for him. To be honest with you,
I
our
think he just got
detective
a clip.
agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaidehara's personal information. Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an
Oh my
instant.
god, there's so much shooting.
Millions? Of Mora? Whoa! Oh, wait, even at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money
Oops,
by
I
revealing
sounded just
details
my
of other
disability.
people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it. Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaedehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as particularly
my God.
unusual? The Tenryo Commission
Oh,
had
there's a
very
junk
few
rat.
leads, and I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes
Oh
on
my
out in the
God.
streets.
I'm
But
sorry, teammate, I left
typically,
you.
It's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be
I
assault.
believe in you.
In which case, the Tenryo Commission would absolutely get involved.
Oh, that does make sense.
Why would you rush in like
Uh-oh.
that? Are you dumb?
Looks like the trail's already run cold.
Come on,
I
teammate.
still find it difficult to
Kill
believe that
him.
whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere. Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone
Bruh.
is certain to have been hurt by now.
That's so cringe. You know what? Screw Kiriko, bro.
I am well aware of your
To use someone
talents.
else.
There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you are the one he targeted. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me. For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
You need this.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaedehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
Ow!
You flatter me.
I hate Junkrat, bro.
Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that
Oh my god,
moment.
he revived me.
You
I'm
are
dead.
much too humble. Don't
Why would
worry,
you
I
revive me
completely
dead?
understand your concerns. I will try my best
Are
to
you a
gather whatever
dum-dum?
leads I can for you. Oh, Actually,
Bro.
there was one strange incident over the last few days. It doesn't involve an attack, though. Let me tell you about it just in case.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time. One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato.
You got this. I'm healing you.
The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Amenoma. Now there's a
You got this,
familiar
team.
name.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma
No,
Togo,
why would you rush
the
him like
owner
that?
of Amenoma Smithy. 2 grown men going missing at the same time. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial
Junkrat's so
artist who is skilled with the
annoying.
blade. Perhaps he is the one you are looking for.
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
Can someone kill this Junkrats? Please?
Can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma Smithy.
Sounds good.
Oh my
All
god.
the best with your investigation.
Everywhere I turn.
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara Kazuha. What brings you here today?
Huh? You two know each other?
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the 2 clans. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited
annoying.
Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects.
No
Yes,
one went for the Junkrats.
you may recall the story of the Raiden Gokaden from the Iridori Festival.
Though all bladesmiths trace their craft back to the same source, over time, each of
Alright,
us has
Jim.
arrived at a different blade-making philosophy, spawning the development of different branches of
Jim
the same
sucks.
art. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life. As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
That's right.
Bruh, I'm another
Ishin
support.
art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind.
I'm doing an
from
ongoing
the moment
game.
that forging begins. For
What?
only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's
I joined an
thoughts and
ongoing game that
feelings,
lost.
and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
This game sucks.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades,
No, I don't want
but
to
an
see
Ishin blade
stupid play
chooses
of the
its
game.
owner. You are, without a doubt, the most worthy
Why does it do
wielder of
that?
an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedehara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But
I'm a
let's
tank.
get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew. We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryo Commission, but I haven't heard anything back so far. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it, but I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryo Commission.
We
Kill
heard
some
that there was
loser.
a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said
Who's
that he
our
was
healer?
going to give me a great gift.
Lucio and
I
whatever.
believe he went to collect
That
the
person.
item from Mr. Nagato after that. The next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse. and neither of them came back. Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
If I had to
Team.
guess, it
Push
must have
this
been
diva.
some kind of rare weapon.
JJ, when did you get home?
Otherwise, there would have
8:30.
been no reason for him to get my
Son
hopes
of a
up.
bitch.
He's never been
Shit.
How did
particularly
you get home
interested
from
in blade
9:20?
forging, but has
Dang.
always had a
Because
fondness for
somebody
blade testing,
Decided to sit
and
there
can
and
sense
take
even the
more
most
pictures.
minute differences in blade quality. He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts,
I don't even want to do anything, bro.
particularly
I'm
when
just
it comes
tired.
to the art of the sword.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. The person we are looking for.
Team,
He
I need
attacked
help.
this
Where are
friend of
you
mine.
at?
Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only
This
Yuya
seems sucks.
seems to match the suspect's profile.
Oh my
What?
god, I'm pushing.
No,
Team,
absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person. He is humble and kind. Even his
Team, I
training
still
is
need more
done with
healing.
the goal of
Bro, I
calming
don't
his
even know what to
mind.
do.
He has never gotten
God,
into a
team.
fight before.
what are you doing?
I'm
Is
supposed to play
that
Genshin?
so?
What?
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his blade without a very good reason. But
Time to
with
check
that
if my
said,
knowledge shop is
it's
dead
equally
or
out of
not.
character for him to just disappear with neither farewell nor fair warning. I also
Yeah, I
cannot
got home
know
at,
what
like,
course of
9:45.
action he might be capable of if coerced or otherwise
And then
compelled by
pizza. And now
circumstances
my stomach
unbeknownst
doesn't
to
like
me.
the fact that I had pizza.
Anyway, should you find him,
Team,
please let me
Push
know
them
as soon
back,
as
bro.
possible.
Are you
Don't
playing
worry, you
casual?
have our word.
From the
JJ?
sound of that,
yeah,
Paimon doesn't think Yuya
With
was the one who
randoms?
attacked us as well.
sadly.
Bruh,
Yes.
when does this new
It sounds as
freaking
if something happened when
agent
the
Team,
two men
come
met
out?
each
Healing?
other.
Team,
Let's pay a visit to
Healing?
the Nagato household.
oh my god. Team, hello?
You don't get healing, bro.
Bruh, I need healing.
Ion up. Oh my.
I'm at 6.
Abdul, I feel like Valorant wants me to use this gun, bro. Look how many there are. Oh.
Thank you, team.
I think Val wants me to use a Phantom, bro. There's 3 Phantom skins, and they're all mid. Well, actually, no, this one's not mid. Oh, my stomach. Oh, Ion up. Bro. I want Ion up. Oh my god, bro. Why does my stomach hurt so fast? Dude, it feels like it has to let out a nuke, bro. Oh, just pizza. But like, the pizza hit different, bro.
I'm going in!
Okay, the pizza was good, but not good towards my digestive system.
Team, where are you at?
Yes, which made it worse.
Oh my god. Team's doing nothing.
I didn't have much to eat or drink in general, and my stomach already hurt because the water. It's not even that. The water that we were JJ,
Take
wasn't
it
the
easy.
water like really bad?
Yeah,
I'm
the
very
water was
sorry, but
weird.
We cannot
I
afford to pay
drank
what we owe
it,
right
and then
now.
right after, I literally
My
wanted
husband
to
has
throw
gone
up.
missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
No,
I-
you
Probably.
misunderstand us.
Dude, oh,
We are here to help with the
I was
investigation.
fine the whole time.
We'd
and
like to
then-
ask
and
you
then,
some
like, 10
questions
minutes
about
after
Mr.
I drank the
Nagato's
water, I
disappearance,
wanted to
if we may.
just throw up.
I see. I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again. I'm sorry
No,
you have
they're
to
just
see
ha-
me in
they
this
just have really
dreadful
crappy
state.
water.
Has some new information come out? Do you know
Team,
where
where are
he's
you at? I'm being bullied.
I'm afraid
didn't
we
even know,
don't
like,
have any new
75%
information at the
Oh, that
moment.
Now I don't have healing.
We're still trying to find out as much as we can. With this in mind, can we
Like, there were
perhaps
some
ask
people there
some
that I've
questions
never
about
seen
your
before.
family's current situation?
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be
I
strapped
got
for
health.
Mora.
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things. He'd always get so animated when
My
he was
shield
showing
needs
them
some
to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but
Oh,
seeing how
we won.
enthusiastic and excited they made him, I was happy to believe that they were just extremely
Too easy.
important to him. Everything was fine when we first got married, but as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Uh-oh. What happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he
Bruh,
could
she
pay
killed
for them.
one person. That's
Our
the play of the game.
expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse, admiring his weapons even as
Game
debt
sucked.
collectors were descending upon our house. He
Yo.
wouldn't sell them.
I'm
He
deleting
wouldn't even
it.
touch them. Just sat there staring at them like he was in a trance. I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. I've tried talking to him about it so many times, but he never listens. On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum.
Tonight was homecoming?
I said,
Right.
if he refused to sell his collectibles and pay off his debts, I would divorce him and take the children with me.
People are
Whoa.
stupid to say ultimatums.
And that led to an argument.
I should have went to homecoming.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man.
But I
Who
couldn't.
likes to go with the flow. On most things, he leaves the decision-making to me. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce
I hate
if the
people.
debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink. After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he finally spoke, he awkwardly mumbled that he would pick out a few items to sell. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family? Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament, and I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone missing.
I see. I understand. Amenoma Yuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out at the warehouse, and both men disappeared.
At first,
nothing else
I
to
assumed they
play.
must have gotten into an argument
I'm
over the price. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
I don't know. He just disappeared after the warehouse burned down. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts. Even though I'm still a little mad at him, we're a family, and I want us to face our family's crisis together. As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite unusual for this habit to change, but the information we gathered from the other side suggests Amenoma Yuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument. This situation is getting a little confusing.
A little confusing? More like completely mystifying.
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together what we've learned. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Thank you so much. I just want him to come home.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance. The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded, though its exact role is a mystery. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, Paimon was thinking that maybe someone accidentally knocked over an oil lamp and, nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
An interesting explanation. I was also considering this possibility. Amenoma Yuya is an expert on swords. He could have noticed some problematic details about Mr. Nagato's collectibles. Maybe he recognized a blade as a fake, or a well-known stolen item. Either way, after arguing about it, the two men agreed to hide the truth of this matter. They thought a fire would destroy everything. But then the Tenryou Commission began investigating and uncovered some incriminating details, so they fled to protect their secrets. But it's a far-fetched theory. I can't imagine how they would have been able to reach an agreement. One fact that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive. Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there? Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together. Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, namely that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to look like a wild goose chase.
Let's keep going, since we've come this far. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence. Wait. I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament, so...
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound. It's right around here somewhere.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in. It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma, the remnants of the Tatarigami. Indeed, but this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
So it's an underground warehouse.
The force is definitely coming from down below. The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place, but the residue it left behind still hasn't dissipated completely. Judging from the concentration,
Since
I would
the
have to
axe
conclude
ends
that the
in 2 days.
Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy at
No
that
way
time.
I hear Abdul's game in English.
From what
No
I've
way.
been
This
told,
guy.
Tatarigami
hear
does not
Genshin
turn
in
all
English,
upon
though.
whom it preys into
way.
violent monsters, but most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests become fanatical obsessions. Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder, amassing more and more possessions, even as he put himself in grave debt.
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside. If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth. You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this. Relative...
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
That was too scary! Paimon was so sure that the warehouse boogeyman was about to jump out at us!
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy source left this place. 2 ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear much misfortune has already befallen them. Yes, let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that we find out where this Tatarigami energy is coming from. Quiet your mind and focus on what you sense around you. Perhaps you too will perceive its ominous presence in the wind.
Take it easy.
From this point, the trail appears to split into 2. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here, and seems to be dissipating slowly. Quite possibly. Let's search the area.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly churls! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
Why is there level 262 in my death map?
Game's up.
What?
Order guide you.
Oh!
It's...
Ugh! Look at this red stuff! What is it?
By the looks of it, a letter
That
written
is
on
so
a piece of
unnecessary.
torn
And
clothing.
why am I seeing
The
Genshin
ink
things
is
on my freaking-
bone dry. It must have
Yeah.
been written quite some time ago. Well,
I'm just
let's
sitting
take a
here
look.
scrolling through, and then I see a Genshin thing, and it's somebody's account having C6 of like 10 different 5 stars. I'm just like, why? Why is that necessary?
Bruh. Bruh. Bruh, the Yoru just walks away from me.
New 5-star Hydra be like, cool ult animation.
Oh?
Weird character.
According to this letter, a conflict arose
The
because
fact that
Aminoma
a
Yuya wanted to seize a
freaking
blade
5-star
belonging to Mr.
character
Nagato.
has only a 3-hit
Yuya started
combo?
the fire that destroyed
What
the
is that?
warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could, eventually stopping here to write this letter when his strength gave out.
So, where is he?
He was not only mortally wounded,
Why are you
but
such a
also under
noob?
the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of
That wasn't a
monsters,
headshot?
and I'm afraid he may no
ain't
longer
talking
be with us. Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond
That
after
jet
this
had to
point,
stop Vandal.
they've since been disturbed by the hilly churls. There's nothing more for us to find here. Yes, right now we need to uncover some more important truths. If Ame no Mayuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the more people risk meeting the same tragic end.
Right, so let's get moving.
I wouldn't be surprised if he too
So
fell
you
prey
already
to the
stole my
influence of the
watching?
Tatarigami. For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame
my-
would be their pursuit of further
Is
power
there
and
audio
skill.
to this?
All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected. It seems that now we know the thread that runs between them. I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct,
This is the
not
weirdest
only
video I've
explains
ever
the
seen
series of
ever in
events
Genshin.
leading to the two men's disappearance, but also zeroes in
It's
on the
freaking
attacker's identity.
Genshin characters of
Wait,
each element
you
dancing.
figured
to
it
the
out?
freaking-
So these two cases are connected after all?
I believe so,
Why is
but
Glow
it's
so
something of
big?
an outlandish idea. I will only be able to confirm my suspicions once we've met him in person. On with the search. We must stay vigilant.
Why is Ayato with
At
the
any
cryo
point now, we
tube?
may find ourselves in danger.
He's not cryo.
What?
You wanna see what I just found while just freaking... Just by scrolling through?
He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Why here? Is there anything
What
special
is that,
about this
bro?
place?
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the
Why is
aura
that
may have
just
lingered
there?
here at several different points in time.
I don't get it.
Show yourself! It's no use hiding anymore.
Why is it just there?
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Why are you being...
So it is
Why
the
are you
same
gay?
guy from before. What's your problem, huh? What could you possibly have against Kazuha?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us.
What?
If it is Ame no Mayuya that stands before us.
Okay.
But what if
Everyone in
instead
my
of
deathmatch
facing
is right.
Ame no Mayuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light. Whoa, whoa!
What?
Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse
Bro,
for many
every
years,
time I kill the Astra,
affecting
she
his
just pops
state
up
of mind,
behind.
and more recently using the sail as a means to affect, or rather, as a means to occupy, Ame no Mayuya's body.
You're sharper than I thought.
What?
You've already deduced the truth of the matter. Many, many years ago,
How are you
I was
not dead?
forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy. In me, he
Oh my
placed
God.
all his hopes and dreams. As a
gonna
descendant of
scream.
the Kaedehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
I presume
Bruh.
it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in
What?
time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to
I
flee
quit.
the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
So, swords can become conscious and control people?
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon.
Ew.
But that gave me the opportunity to take action. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to my ancestral home.
I don't know what to do.
I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power, the might of Ishin art.
Ah, so Amenoma Yuya was not your first victim. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission. When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
You're awful!
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Amenoma Yuya handed himself over to me on a silver platter. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Yuya's body, I have found you, and by your hand, I shall defeat the Raiden Shogun. Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come. Now, give your body over to me!
This game just says, hey, by the way, the song we chose for you is a 7.7
Gather!
stars.
Quietly now.
You're funny.
There is no escape!
One with nature.
Higher, higher, hands on fire!
Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down too!
Your bluff's fooling no one! You've lost!
Lost? I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take a new vessel at will. The end result is the same. I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger. And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. My consciousness shall, by any means necessary, and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny!
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art.
Oh, wait.
But from your movements,
There's more.
I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
As I've mentioned before,
Oh, wait.
the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Amenoma Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition. You believe I am your only hope.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin Art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface. In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Amenoma Yuya and make your escape.
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand and too heavy for you to bear. Each step you have taken has come at a great cost. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal!
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life. Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired?
You...
Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Silence, you blabbering fool! I must achieve my goal. This was his life's dream, and the very purpose for which I was brought into being. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly. But you also underestimate my resolve.
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me nothing. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection, and certainly not your so-called reality. It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan. If you wish to save this man, then offer me your body in exchange.
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet, and I will put your strength to the test.
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. A taste of my power will more than convince you. Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't do this, he'll forever be the Blade's puppet. The Cursed Blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
But even so...
Renji.
Even if things take a turn
God,
for
I
the
was gonna
worse,
submit that
I
play.
still have you both here with me. We have a chance here to
Turns out I
save an
was
innocent
capping.
victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
Your
think I made a
disdain for
mistake.
me betrays your woeful
Huh?
ignorance. I agree to
downloaded
this bet because
Genshin.
there are things I wish to
Oh my God,
learn
you
too.
actually did it.
Now,
No way.
I think I made a
take
mistake.
me in your
No way
hand.
you actually downloaded it.
Yeah,
No way.
I'm looking at it right
Oh my God. Are you capping?
now. No, I can send you a picture.
No way. JJ re-downloading Genshin. What is this?
I'm okay.
But I just got into a game,
I felt a little
which is
dizzy at
fine.
first, but
Bro, I could've
only for a
joined.
moment. It's all right. So far,
Are you
this
gonna
was
join?
as I expected.
Yeah.
I'll leave. Okay, I'll leave.
I will. Thank you.
What should
I
we
was
do
supporting.
next? Have you
Oh,
got a
yeah,
plan,
you don't want to play
Kazuha?
support.
Yeah, no.
We find some enemies.
Battlenet, open
Although this
battlenet.
blade has
We'll
endured
actually
much
get on.
turmoil,
Battlenet
it
too.
probably hasn't experienced many real fights.
You should watch
If a
Konosuba
blade built for
too.
Ishin art cannot enter a state of
Yeah,
harmony
what?
between
It's
blade and
hilarious.
bearer, it cannot unleash
Also,
its
another
true
Spy X
power.
Family thing
If he
came out,
wants
I
to
think.
avoid reality,
Yeah.
then we need to
Episode
fight
Episode
until he has
3.
no choice but to face it. He shouldn't
I
last
already watched
long
it.
in an intense combat
I
situation.
want to watch
Wait a
the
minute.
one I'm watching.
Hyman
with
remembers
friends, but
hearing
I
about
can't. I gotta
something
wait.
from the Adventurers Guild.
Okay.
Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever since.
Ah,
You should invite
all
me.
right.
You should,
Please
like,
lead the way.
What about Amanoma Yuya?
You should invite
What should we do
me.
with him?
The blade says he'll let Amenoma Yuya trail us silently.
let's go. Abdul should
Although he
go
hasn't
with us.
regained his own
What?
consciousness yet, he is not in any immediate danger.
Are we sure this is a good
We're playing
idea?
Overwatch.
It's a pretty treacherous journey.
Are you charging your headset?
Well, just go on my. I mean, yeah, I guess, and because you could hear an echo apparently, so I put it away.
But you can hear the echo right now.
Well, no, from like my game.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
think your headset's too
fine.
loud.
Just be careful.
Or you need to freaking, unless you have voice suppression off.
No, I have it on. My headset is
Do you
an
have
open
the-
back headset. Open back means both sounds create the same sound.
Do you have the input sensitivity on auto? Like,
Sure.
do you have it checked instead of X?
Look, I have everything on that I need to have on. Okay, they're open back headphones, which means both
No, but
sounds.
like,
It's like,
Discord, it-
yeah, I have it. Yeah.
I don't leave it
Uh,
on auto because sometimes I actually want to.
Okay, voice settings. I really don't want to. I'm streaming my whole screen right now, so I really don't want to go into settings.
Streaming?
Yeah, you can go into YouTube.
Bruh, this guy's streaming.
Bruh.
You're streaming Genshin?
Yeah.
Bruh. Never mind, that's why your mic sounds so shit. No way this guy's streaming Genshin, bruh. No way.
I guess I'll do it you guys. Tell me how the